ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शांति शांति शांति। Namaskar my dear friends, I am starting the video on a very important holy book authored by Adi Shankaracharya. This book is about aproxa anubhuti or self-realization. This is a very valuable book for those who are doing sadhana for self-realization and liberation. So I start this book contains around 144 stanzas. Here, original stanzas are given, their Sanskrit meanings are given in English, then translation and explanation of the important terms. So I start the book Aproxa Anubhuti or self-realization. I start with stanza number 1. Sri Harim Paramanand Updeshtar Iswaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karnam Tam Namamyaham. Aham means supreme bliss, the first teacher, Iswar, all pervading. These are the meanings, so I will give translation. I bow down to him, to Sri Hari, the destroyer of ignorance. Hari is the name of Lord Vishnu, the supreme bliss, the first teacher, Isvara, the all-pervading one and the cause of all lokas, the universe. The ego, the jiva in bondage, who identifies himself with the gross, subtle and causal bodies, undergoes various sufferings and strives for liberation. The cause, the efficient as well as the material cause, just as a spider weaves its net from the materials of its own body, so does Isvara creates this universe out of himself. Stanza number 2. Aproxa anubhutirva प्रोच्यते मोक्ष सिद्धये सद्भिदेरेव पर्यतेन वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुम. Moksha siddhai, for the acquisition of final liberation from the bondage of ignorance. Why? Expletive, aproxa anubhuti, the means of attaining self-realization. Asmabhi, by us. Prochate is spoken of in detail. Sadbhi, by the pure in heart. Evam, only iyam, this. Prayatnen, with all efforts. Muhu, muhurmuhu, again and again. Vikshaniya, should be meditated upon. Herein expounded the means of attaining to aproxa anubhuti, self-realization, for the acquisition of final liberation. Only the pure in heart should constantly and with all effort meditate upon the truth herein taught. Aproxa anubhuti, it is the direct cognition of Atma which is always present in all thought. Everybody has some knowledge of this Atma or self, because to deny the self is to deny one's own existence. But at first, its real nature is not known. Later on, when the mind becomes purer through upasana and tapas, the veil of ignorance is gradually withdrawn and the self begins to reveal its real nature. A higher knowledge follows at an advanced stage when the knowledge of the self as mere witness is seen as absorbing all other thoughts. But the end is not yet reached. The idea of duality, such as I am the witness, I and the witness, is still persisting. It is only at the last stage when the knower and the known merge in the self effulgent Atma, which alone ever is, and besides which nothing else exists, that the culmination is reached. This realization of the non dual is the consummation of approxanubhuti. It is needless to say that approxanubhuti may here mean also the work that deals with it. Stanza number 3. सब वर्णाश्रम धर्मेण तपसा हरितोषणात् साधनम प्रभवेत पुषाम वैराग्य आदि चतुष्टयम. Sargasram dharmen, by the performance of duties pertaining to one's social order and stage in life. Tapsa, by austerity. Haritoshanat, by propitiating Hari, the Lord Vishnu. Punsham, of means, of man. Vairagyadi, vairagya, dispassion and the like. Chatushtayam, the fourfold. Sadhanam, means to knowledge. Prabhavet, arises. Translation of the stanza. The four preliminary qualifications, the means to the attainment of knowledge, such as vairagya, dispassion, and the like, are acquired by means by man by propitiating Hari the Lord through austerities and the performance of duties pertaining to their social order and stage in life. The four preliminary qualifications, these are vairagyam, dispassion, vivekah, discrimination, samadhi, satsampati, six treasures such as sama, the control of the mind, and the like, and mumukshutvam, yearning for liberation from the bondage of ignorance. Stanza number 4. धर्मादि स्थावरान्तेषु वैराग्यं विसेवशृणु यथैव काक्विष्टायां वैराग्यं तद् तद्धि निर्मलम्. Yathav, just as kakvishtayam, to the excreta of a crow, vairagyam, indifference, tathav, in the same way, brahmadi sthavrantesu visyesu, to all objects of enjoyment, from Brahmaloka to this world, anu laksikarta, considering their perishable nature, yat vairagyam, indifference, tat, that he, verily, nirmalam, pure vairagyam, indifference. The indifference with which one treats the excreta of a crow, Such an indifference to all objects of enjoyment from the realm of Dharma to this world in view of their perishable nature is verily called pure Vairagya. Pure Vairagya, one may be indifferent to the enjoyments of this world only in expectation of better enjoyments in the next. This kind of indifference is tainted with desires which bar the door to knowledge. But the indifference that results from a due deliberation on the evanescent nature of this world as well as the world to come is alone pure and productive of the highest order. Stanza number 5. नित्यम् आत्म स्वरूपम हि दृश्यम तद्धि प्रीतगम एवं यो निश्चय समय विवेको वस्तु न स वै आत्म स्वरूपम आत्मा in itself he verily nityam permanent drishyam the seen tadvipreetagam going against that is opposed to atma evam thus yah which samyak settled nischay conviction say that why truly vastune of thing viveka discrimination gay is known. Atma, the seer in itself is alone permanent. The seen is opposed to it, that is transient, such as settled conviction is truly known as discrimination. Atma. In this ever changing world, there is one changeless being as witness of these changes. This permanent, ever seeing being is Atma. The seen. This comprises everything other than Atma, such as objects of the mind, and the buddhi. Stanza number 6. सदैव वासना त्याग है समो ये मिति शब्दितः निग्रहो बाह्यवृत्तिनाम दम इत्यभिधीयते सदैव at all times vasana tyagah abandonment of desires I am this sham iti as sama control of the mind sabditah is termed Bahyavritinam of the external functions of the organs, Nigraha, restraint, Dam iti as Dama, Abhidhiyate is called abandonment of desires at all times is called Sama, and restraint of the external functions of the organ is called Dama. Abandonment of desires, previous impressions that are lying dormant in the mind, as well as the contact of the mind with the external objects give rise to desires. To abandon all desire is to disassociate the mind from these two sets of stimuli. विषेभ्य प्रवृत्ति परम परमोपर्ति ही सा सहनम सर्वदुखानां तितिक्षा सा शुभा मता विषेभ्य फ्रॉम ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ द सेंसेस या विच प्रवृत्ति ही turning away सा that he verily parma the highest uparati सर्वदुखानाम of all sorrow or pain yatah which sahanam endurance sa that shubha conductive to happiness titiksha forbearance mata is known. Turning away completely from all sense objects is the height of uprati and patient endurance of all sorrow or pain is known as titiksha, which is conductive to happiness. Uparti. Apparently, uparti differs very little from sama and dama, yet there is a difference. While practicing sama and dhamma, there is an effort to restrain the mind's outgoing propensities. But in uparti, the equipoise of the mind becomes spontaneous and there is no further to striving to gain it. Stanza number 8. निगमाचार्य वाक्येषु भक्ति श्रद्धेति विश्रुता चित्ते एकाग्र्यं तु सलक्षये समाधानिमिति समर्थम्. Nigmacharya Vakesu in the words of the Vedas and teachers Bhakti faith Shardheti as Shardha Visruta is known to and Salakshay on the only object set Chittai Kagratam Chittai Ekagriyam concentration of the mind Samadhana Mitti as Samadhana deep concentration Shamartham is regarded. Implicit faith in the words of the Vedas and the teachers who interpret them is known as Shraddha, and concentration of the mind on the only object Sat, that is Dharma, is regarded as Samadhana. Stanza number 9. संसार बंधन निर्मुक्ति कथम में सयात कदा विधे इति यासु दृढ़ता बुद्धिर्व्यक्तव्यासी सा मुमुक्षुता. हे विधे, हे O Lord, kada, when, katham, how, may my samsar bandhana nirmukti, the final liberation from the bonds of the world, that is birth and death, sayat will be, iti yas, such sudridha, strong buddhi, desire sa, that mumukshuta, yearning for final liberation. Vyaktavya should be called. When and how shall I, O Lord, be free from the bonds of this world, that is birth and death? Such burning desire is called mumukshuta. Mumukshuta is the fourth sadhana. With this, the student becomes fit to make an inquiry into the highest truth, that is Brahma. It is now an accepted principle even in the scientific world that a student in search of knowledge should free himself from all his predispositions and keep an unbiased mind ready to receive whatever is true. The four sadhanas here inculcated are nothing but a course of discipline to attain to such a state of mind. Stanza number 10. उक्त साधन युक्तेन विचारः पुरुषेण ही कर्तव्यो ज्ञान सिद्धार्थमात्मनम शुभ निश्चिता. Ukt sadhan yukten in possession of the said qualifications as means to knowledge atmanah of one's own Subham Nichita, desiring good, Purushan by a person, he only, Gyan Siddhyartha, with a view to attaining knowledge, Vichara, constant reflection, Kartavya, should be practiced. Only that person who is in possession of the said qualifications as means to knowledge should constantly reflect with a view to attaining knowledge, desiring his own good. Should constantly reflect after a person has attained the tranquility of the mind through sadhanas, he should strive hard to maintain the same by constantly reflecting on the evanescent nature of this world and without dwelling on the highest truth till he becomes one with it. Good, the highest good, that is liberation from the bondage of ignorance. So I end this video at this point. Next video will start with stanza number 11. So please like, comment and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you, my dear friends.